A few hours before Novak Djokovic and Rafael Nadal's Australian Open final last Sunday, a very different game is underway at Margaret Court Arena. Here there are many more players and a lot less sweat, but fans every bit as fervent as any tennis obsessive. The environment is electric in more than a single sense, with 100 participants perched in front of computer monitors in race car-like seats. Above them, 4 gigantic screens broadcast their performance to a whooping audience. These athletes aren't the kind known for daily workouts and strict diets. They are players of Fortnite Battle Royale, one of the most popular video games ever created, boasting somewhere in the vicinity of 200 million registered users. The Fortnite Summer Smash at Melbourne Park is described by organizers as the largest competitive gaming event in Australian history. In its announcement, the Australian Open Tournament director, Craig Tiley, explained the odd pairing: "We are always looking at new opportunities to reach more people. And like any major sporting event, serious dash is on the line, a prize pool of $500,000, the biggest in Australian esports history, with the winner of the solo event taking home $100,000. Jesse Eckley, half of Queensland-based X2 Twins, with his brother Jordan, is off to a flying start. He wins the first round after opponent Thushanik unsuccessfully navigates a bold landing involving a Mary Poppins-like umbrella descent. The second game culminates in madness, a frantically constructed Tower of Babel-like edifice becoming the site of a chaotic shootout from which Jesse emerges with another victory royale. The third goes to him also, giving him a clear lead on the scoreboard. Fortnite boasts somewhere in the vicinity of 200 million registered users. Photograph, Australian Open. For those flummoxed by the Fortnite phenomenon, any number of online guides will bring you up to speed. To put it very basically, Fortnite Battle Royale is a third-person video game involving 3 core elements: building, shooting and moving. Players are airdropped onto a dystopian island where they frantically build structures to protect themselves, and locate weapons to attack opponents. The last person standing scores the most points. In a halftime on-the-court interview, Jesse, the so-called King of Australia, is asked whether he reckons opponents will start hunting him down with sniper rifles. He responds with mealy-mouthed bravado, "They can come try if they want." The crowd erupts. Celebrity-wise, the biggest draw card at the Fortnite Summer Smash is Benjamin "Dr. Lupo," a 31-year-old American from Nebraska. He has 2.9 million followers on the streaming platform Twitch, 3.1 million followers on Instagram and 1.2 million fans on YouTube. Players of his stature are mobbed by young fans and stopped on the street. At a photo shoot and media event held the day prior to the main event, Lupo told Guardian Australia he took pictures with 5 different kids on the flights over here alone. For these large-scale stadium-style events, he says, there are very few competitive games that do what Fortnite does, but it would not surprise me if, in the next couple of years, we started seeing other games that have reached a similar level doing similar events. Another big name is Kathleen Loserfruit Belston, a 25-year-old Melburnian. She says the core elements required to be great at Fortnite are consistency, time and constant practice. The crowds are just as enthusiastic as Australian Open audiences, if skewed a little younger. Photograph, Ben Solomon. According to Belston, the Fortnite community has a cleaner culture than other games. There's always going to be sexism in gaming, she says, but there's less toxicity in Fortnite. Back inside Margaret Court Arena, the commentators, or casters, squawk and ramble incessantly, hyperbolically informing the crowd that they are witnessing history in the making. There are Mexican waves, there are people of various ages, though the crowd is noticeably skewed towards the young, watching and yelling and noshing on fried food. Dr. Lupo, who will participate later in the day at the Pro-Am event, an exhibition game played by a mixture of professionals and amateurs, including names like Nick Kyrgios, Peking Duck and Dave Hughes, with proceeds going to charity, is a lap of the court, pointing his phone at the audience. It behaves like a magical device, prompting flocks of people to leap out of their seats. Jesse Eckley wins $100,000 in the Fortnite Summer Smash. Photograph, Fiona Hamilton. Jessie goes down in the 4th and 5th game, a number of players now within striking distance. In the 6th and final round, TM, Soda, and Twitch Prex engage in a thrilling showdown inside a disused cash loans office. Jessie continues playing defensively, avoiding confrontations and flying around high above the action in a small plane. He almost wins but at the last moment perishes in a storm, defeated by Theshanake, who settles the score after nearly winning the first game. Nevertheless, Jess's early lead proves insurmountable and he leaves pocketing $100,000. It is hard, or even impossible, not to get swept up by the crowd's energy and Fortnite's frantically fast gameplay. The Summer Smash is an impressive spectacle, but for some it is more than that, a vindication of a beloved pastime, or even a way of life. Video games stopped being on the fringes of the entertainment industry a long time ago, and an event of this scale makes Fortnite's mainstream cachet clear to all and sundry. If one views the phenomenon of this game as evidence of a generation moving away from traditional sport, the choice of venue becomes a little ironic. It was a great show. Very colorful, very social, very entertaining, one dad tells Guardian Australia, as the crowd heads towards the exit. His young son hears the conversation and chimes in, "Does that mean I can have more playing time?" "We'll see," his father replies.